The classical humanities have never made it understood, neither to the teacher nor to the student, that humanity is a sequence and a progress. For the Jesuits, who established classical education, there are two eternal truths: one religious, which is found in scripture interpreted by the church; the other literary, which is in Homer and Virgil. To understand that classical antiquity is an age of humanity, it was necessary to discover, beyond the Greek and Roman world, the Chinese world and the Egyptian world, and, beyond all these worlds, the Stone Age, and, to make these discoveries, break the magic circle where classical education locked us in. The classical humanities will take on their full value when they are completely dead. I have transcribed this page from the critique, and I find nothing to take back, but rather, seizing the cudgel in turn, I would like to say that Christianity itself, and also the Catholic organization, will not take on their full value until they are completely dead. Comte is remarkable among modern thinkers primarily in this, that he judged without passion and humanly of the Catholic progress. And why? Because he is not at all Catholic. Moments surpassed, object at a distance of view, but not forgotten, preserved on the contrary, and in turn returning according to the correct perspective, all classical antiquities so well surpassed and at the same time preserved by the Catholic spirit. I have read that Saint Jerome accused himself of reading pagan authors with too much pleasure. Thus the most beautiful of the past returned to Christian thought and humanized it. It is a beautiful and just movement that thus brings our ideas back to childhood and matures them again in the least of our meditations. I would say that, on the one hand, it is the more extensive views of history that put in place classical antiquity and the Christian Revolution, for this great human drama is itself small in the immense sequence of progress. But, on the other hand, these close antecedents make the others live by a recognition that sustains the differences and makes us historians. A Chinese is perhaps too different from us. Likewise, a fetishist from America or Polynesia. Tacitus is another kind of savage, much closer to us. We cannot fail to recognize our brother, and it is first the beautiful that preserves us from it, the beautiful, much more powerful than the true. Without this passage, which from Homer carried already by Plato, leads us very close to our naive ancestors and congeners, we could well know the Egyptians, Chinese and Red Indians as we know the customs of ants, while perhaps remaining inhumane. I know nothing of the Jesuits except by hearsay. Perhaps they would have been even more fanatical without this strong prejudice, based on aesthetic judgment, and which took them out of the present time. By this they formed free spirits, very much against their intention. Let us beware, on the contrary, of forming slave minds, very much against our intention.